Coming up on this episode of Free Lunch.
All right, John. I did want to do both at the same time, but
I'm an excellent detector of bullcrap.
I'm just saying.
All right, John. I don't want to hear excuses.
I'm just saying. I didn't want to
Excuses are tools of incompetence that build monuments to nowhere.
I did not.
It may more so become necessary to find the time away from it just so you can preserve the love for it.
Right.
Professor Life is the only professor that teaches that course.
Yeah.
Being able to have that self-discipline developed on the inside of you is so vital, I think, to being a successful adult so you can get to adulting.
Right.
Right? It's like, did you make any mud pies outside?
I definitely played in dirt back in the day, but
yeah, no mud pies though?
Nah, no mud pies.
Man, nah, I explored with some mud pies. I don't want to hear it. At this point, it's all a scam. All y'all doing is scamming us black folk out of our goddamn hard-earned money. It's Free Lunch Season 3 with a special thanks to our sponsors, Bullseye-LLC.com, Ready, Aim, Bullseye, where safety is our ammo, Gen1LLC.info, Generation 1 Logistics, taking pride in putting our carriers first and helping owner-operators get premium loads, stay organized, and increase profit. And ScarletOakCandleCo.com, the self-care experts. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free, with another episode of Free Lunch. And I got my man, Johnathan, the super dope cellist in the building, y'all. Give it up for him. Give it up for him.
How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro?
Nothing. Chilling.
Yo, real talk. Johnathan saw me at a show this past weekend, y'all. Mm-hmm. Pulled me to the side and was like, bro, I heard you got a podcast. You better have me on the show. I don't know how he found out about it. I wasn't even at the show for a podcast, y'all. I was at a church event trying to praise the Lord. Nah, but I met this dude at this church event though, nonetheless. And you know how when you meet people, and I don't know about you guys. I've said at least one other time on another episode, but like I consider myself like a feeler, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think like I have a more heightened sense than most people when it comes to like, sensing another spirit of a person. So I make sure every person who I meet or introduce myself to, I like my dad taught me growing up, you give them a good stern, strong handshake, look people in the eyes, you say hello, and I smile. And if people smile back as confidently as I smile, looking them in their eyes, to me, that's the basis, the foundation of a decent person.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I feel like because there's people like where you shake their hand or you get to meet them and they're like, either they don't even look at you or they're like, look down or away. It's like, dang, man, what skeletons in your closet? Are you scared, man? What's good? What's good?
Straight in the eye, man.
So yeah, he's got one of those like big smiles, cool dude spirit about him. So I wanted to, first, I saw he had this huge case, big old box, like a big extra large guitar when I saw him at the event. And so, of course, I've always wanted to be able to play some instrument. I don't. But that sparked more of the conversation. So I was like, hey, we'll invite him on the show.
Cool.
So now here we have John, guys.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do people call you John for short?
Yeah,
John?
Yep. People call me John.
John,
yep.
Okay. Do you have like a nickname? Like J Double?
No, I don't.
No? I know you. John told me before we went on air, guys, that he's from New Haven. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You guys, you're from around the way. Everybody's got some kind of like little fancy nickname.
We'll get more into that.
We'll get more into that.
Yeah, we'll definitely get more into
that. So,
that.
John.
Yep.
Introduce yourself briefly to the people, man.
Okay.
John, I just know John the cellist. He plays cello. Dope smile.
Cool. My name is John. Oh, people call me Johnathan too. Johnathan Moore. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. Mm-hmm. I've been playing the cello for 16 years and just raised around family and sports.
Yo, if you guys actually saw a dude in studio, like he looks like he's 16. I think I said that to you too.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been playing the cello for 16 years. I'm like, bro, you're like 18. What are you talking about? That's crazy.
I don't look that young.
No, he does, y'all. And you know what? I already know. Look, I know this type. Listen, guys. Look, I guarantee you, he's the person that says, you know what? This is why I must keep my beard growing. Because if I don't have it, I'll look 12. The beard lets me look at least 16. Listen, because I'm the same way. Now, granted, don't come for my patchiness, bruh. Don't come for me, all right? But that's the only reason why I be trying to break my neck to grow a beard, man, because I get tired of people, like,
they got that beard
talk
oil,
about
man.
how I done tried beard oil, beard grease. I don't want to hear it. At this point, it's all a scam. All y'all doing is scamming us black folk out of our goddamn hard-earned money for this beard oil. Would it really? And you know what? The people doing the beard oil commercials are the dudes that already naturally got a big beard.
Yeah.
Stop trying to trick me, man.
Hey,
trying to sell me a dream like just next week I'm gonna have a beard like you.
Listen, I didn't know. I didn't know you was going through the patchiness. So.
This guy. In any event. So 16 years, bro, playing the cello.
16
so,
years.
how old that made you? When did you first play the cello or start learning?
And I started playing the cello around 10 years old.
Now, was that like something that you just had your own like desire to do, and like you kind of went to like your parents and was like, hey, I want to learn to play cello, or was it like one of those like after school programs that your parents forced you to sign up for, like you're gonna do something, you're not gonna sit around here all day on that video game?
Well, to be honest, growing up, I was raised around family like that was surrounded by music.
Gotcha.
So, but I know for me, the cello was just a random thing because I went to Betsy Ross Art Management School, so they introduce you to different
that's true.
arts.
Yeah.
So for some apparent reason, I like how the cello sound. Let me try to learn that. And so once I learned it, or at least the basics, I try to do my own thing with it. And so
we try. You know, us black folk from the hood. You know, we trying to learn how to play the next hip hop track on it.
Yeah. So pretty much.
Yeah.
After that, it
was a wrap.
Yeah, I just found my own sound.
Now, was that the only instrument that you started to like kind of dabble with that young age, or?
I first started playing drums. But I think everybody started off with drums. So, but my first performance, it was kindergarten.
Okay.
5 years old.
On the drums.
Yeah, it was like a Native American hand drum.
Yep.
But I was the advanced kindergartner, so they put me in the higher classes.
Y'all hear this dude? He was advanced kindergarten. How advanced is it in kindergarten? What's the levels to this?
Man, I mean, music-wise, you gotta get that rhythm right.
I could play standing up versus the other kids. They gotta sit down while they play. All right, so he was in the advanced kindergarten drum line.
I was pretty much that advanced kindergarten drum line.
Prodigy, y'all.
Yeah, that was it. And
this guy, I love it.
But drums, that was it for me. But then I don't know.
That was the introduction to
the
musical instruments.
Yep, that was the introduction. Yep, definitely.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I mean, well, you say you went to Betsy Ross. Well, where did you go to kindergarten?
I used to go to Thompson School in West Haven.
Okay,
it's not there anymore.
All
the building's there, but they don't have the class.
Now I know when I was growing up around New Haven, we had I would go to the Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
So, like, did you go to, like, those after-school type places?
Nope, never.
You go to Leap? Nothing?
Never. None.
So, when you were going to school, like, at least grade school time, like, what was after school like for you? Like, you just, like, was at school and then you go straight home? Like, every day? Like,
pretty much. Schooled and home and then did my homework. But my household was surrounded by other musicians. My mom was a singer. My dad is a bass player. I'm the youngest sibling, so I have I have two older brothers, and they play instruments too. Yeah. So it's just every day we were just surrounded by music. We didn't have a choice. So that was it. Did my homework, and then we just started playing music all night. All night. Yeah.
Was you into any sports?
I mean, younger, growing up. Everybody played basketball. Everybody played football. So, me, I wasn't in like a team.
Everybody played hide and go seek.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Tag at the park, no touching ground.
Pretty much.
Y'all kids these days don't know about tag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I grew up outside, outside and inside, but it's not the same now. Cause
did you make any mud pies outside?
I definitely played in dirt back in the day, but
Yeah, no mud pies.
Nah, no mud pies.
Man, nah, I explored with some mud pies. I'm not gonna tell you how far I explored with mud pies, but just know mud pies was around.
Did you
around.
eat the pie?
Just that's none of your business, Jonathan. You don't know me like that to be asking me that question. Anyways,
you not ate the pie.
Hey, I could have been eating some other kind of pie.
Oh God.
All right, it's from the earth.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Boy, eating worms. All right.
So, I think for you at the onset of your childhood, because you were introduced to an instrument early, whether it was the drum or was the cello.
Right.
I think that kind of from the rip, already, because you know how they say about like kids when you want to introduce them to things as young as possible because their brain is like sponge or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it guides the way in which you decide what other things I'm going to like kind of be drawn to as far as my interests. Right. So like, yeah, you played sports, as far as like recreationally, like when we, all of us like play with our, family or friends or something outside. But I think because you were introduced to the instrument early on, it's like it may have like just protected you actually from a lot of other like distraction or things that many of our, other friends we knew from around the way or growing up in New Haven or whatever, have gone down. And I think you kind of lucked out with that.
Definitely. That, man, the cello it was an escape. Like it was a real escape from, different situations.
Do you remember being hard to learn? Like you said 10, right?
Yeah.
Was it like hard? Like, because if you look at it, he brung his cello in the studio, guys. You can't see it, but it's like this huge case. Like it looks intimidating. It really looks like a really oversized, beautiful guitar,
right? That
you just stand up. But that as an instrument, isn't it that size no matter how old you are? Like, or are there like
no there's
kitty cellos?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yep, there's different sizes. That's the full size. That's the full size cello.
Okay, so when you were 10, you were not playing that I see in the studio right now.
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
So since I started in 5th grade, by the time I reached 8th grade, I was playing the full size cello.
By the time you reached what?
I was in 8th grade.
And then you were already at this size.
Yep. Full size cello. Yep. Full size.
8th grade. 95 pounds soaking wet with a brick in your hand.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
That was it.
This thing weighed more than you in 8th grade. Well, what are you talking about?
It did.
Crazy. He over there, he dragging this thing through the hall, y'all. Like, how come ain't nobody gonna give me a lift? Nobody trying to help me out here, huh?
About that, did you?
Nah, you wanted to play the cello.
Did you play any instruments?
Listen, I tried, not as a kid, but like as I got older, I started having this reoccurring dream. And in this dream, I am slaying this freaking guitar, bro. Like bro. And I always like on TV growing up, like I loved, I was enamored with watching people who played like the guitar and stuff like that.
Right.
But like that was it. Like I was just like, oh, it's nice. Like it's cool to see them do it.
Okay.
I didn't start having the idea or toying with the idea of me trying it until I start having this like recurring dream, like, yo, and this like dream, like, yo, I'm slaying this thing. Like I'm probably am denying myself some crazy dope talent right now that's just waiting to blossom that God put on the inside. Right. So at this time, I'm like, maybe I'm like 23 years old or no, younger than that. Maybe I'm like 21, right?
Okay.
And I remember living over in the hill at the time, over there on Liberty Street.
Okay.
Right off of Carlisle. So, there's Howard Ave, Carlisle Street, and then you follow that all the way down and you hit Liberty. It's like one way over there. Like I literally like vividly remember all this. And so I wake up this particular day and I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go buy a guitar, electric guitar.
Oh Lord!
Like the one I seen in my dream. Now, bro, listen, I ain't got lesson number 1. I ain't never even so much as held a guitar, but I went right down to the guitar store and dropped like 400 and change on this brand new electric guitar. I'm like, yeah, let me get that one right there.
Not even wooden.
Let me get the one with. Let me get that one. Nah, not the bass one. Let me get the one with the glitter on it right there. Right, and so I go home. Now I know I don't know how to play, but in my head, what I'm thinking is because of this reoccurring dream, it's learning how to play from someone is going to be mad easy.
Right.
Like and so at the time I'm sharing a place with my younger brother.
Okay.
Who is seasoned guitarist.
Okay.
You know? So I'm like.
So he know.
Yeah. So I'm like, but I didn't even bother consulting him before my purchase though. You know what I mean? Because remember, this is little brother, man. Stay in your place, bro. Right? Like you might not play the guitar, but I know what I'm doing. I'm grown. Okay. All right. So I come home, right? I got the guitar, and I'm like, bro, I need you to show me how to play guitar, bro. Like, yo, the way I'm killing this, bro. Like I know I'm about to kill it. And so he sits me down for my first lesson, right? Dude, he's telling me how to spread my fingers on this thing. And, you know, my hand is little, y'all. Like, I don't got this big, man. Like, I got a little hand, right? Like, I was that kid growing up, loved playing basketball. Like, I could never palm the ball. Like, and so my brother, he's like, yeah, you want to put this finger here and this finger here. And my fingers are like stretched the hell out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruh, I can't hold that like that. And he's like, look, with practice, it comes with practice. Like you gotta just flex the hands. Like I gave homeboy maybe like every bit of 20 minutes, man.
Just wasn't it.
I took that thing back.
Yeah.
Mind you, if you familiar with music store policies, instruments, you know I had to sell it back.
Yeah.
One, now to them as a used product.
Yep.
And maybe got half my money back.
Yep. That's the least you're gonna get is half.
Yo.
At least half.
It was like so disheartening for me to just like be like, dag, man, this was supposed to come to me easy.
Nope.
I was like, nah, this is actually gonna take some time.
It takes time.
And that's what my brother kept trying to tell me, man. Like, yo, you gotta just stick in there, man. You gotta flex, your fingers gotta get used to it. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to get used to nothing, man. I ain't got time for this, bro. I got time. I gotta hurry up and get to the dream, bro. I'm shredding in my dream.
Nah, listen, patience.
Yeah, I'm killing it.
You gotta have patience. If you learn any instrument, you gotta have patience.
So at 10 years old, how are you finding patience at that young age? Like, where was your resolve at that age to just stick with the cello?
I have no clue. I literally have no clue. Something just told me to just stick with it. Something inside me told me just stick with the cello and see where it takes you. See where it takes you.
You sure it wasn't one of your parents telling you better stick with the cello? I ain't waste my money on nothing.
No, they was even surprised. They're like, cello, because I was growing up in a black household. It's either you play the bass, the drums, or you sing, or guitar, or piano. So.
Cello?
Yeah, cello. They looked at me like,
that's what they even saying, right? You want to play the cello?
Yeah,
what you trying to play?
I said, Mom, it's the cello, Mom, not the cello. What are you talking about?
Yo, that's crazy at that young to have that resolve. But that's the, and which really, as I reflect, I'm really not embarrassed by the story because to me, like, it's a funny story. Right. But the part that I am embarrassed about when I do reflect on that story is that I was of age, what's considered an adult, and I had such an immature response to the, to the experience.
Yeah.
And then but you see, like people like yourself, even today, young kids who are playing instruments and, they're stumbling through it, they're working through it, and they have, that inner resolve from somewhere, or they do have, that scolding parent who just won't let them quit. Right. But I think that's a problem that we kind of, what our adulthood, as we navigate other parts of life, how it might actually do us a disservice as adults is because as adults, there is no one to like point the finger at us or scold us or say, no, you're not going to quit that.
Right.
Stick with it. As adults, right, we get to just say, forget that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But how many great things could we have done or go on to do had we not had the ability to just be like,
right,
forget this.
Right. Think about that. The dedication, the dedication has to be there, regardless of what you do. Either if you're a musician, an actor,
Absolutely.
poet, the dedication has to be there. You only have one life, so you want to make sure whatever you do, you put 100% of your, your dedication in that, man. So I know for me, I had to put that dedication in it. But nobody forced it on me. Nobody forced it. I had a chance. And
was there any time from like 10 years old and on, like at any interval, did you ever, the idea even cross your mind, like to put it down or lose interest? Like,
yeah, of course. I wanted to do other things too. I also draw too. I'm an illustrator. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an illustrator.
So am I. I like to sketch a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find out.
That was my other passion too. It was
okay.
You know, I went to school for that too for a year. Then it just got boring and it wasn't it for me. But then music
this is gonna sound like left field, but what's your middle name?
Wow. It's Taj. Taj Mahal.
Wow.
Yep, Johnathan Taj Moore. Now the whole world knows.
Wow.
So
that's fire.
Yeah, so my family calls me by my middle name. And so when my friends hear my middle name, they're like, who's Taj? I'm like, me.
Who Taj?
Yeah.
They looking at John like, bro, really, bro? You been lying to me this whole time, bro? I thought we was cool, bro. This whole time your name Taj, bro? Lose my number, son. Lose my number, bro.
Let me spit them. Try to sip this
Just
tea.
don't spit on these expensive mics, all right? You know what I mean? Some of these is on lease.
Yeah,
you know, written.
I kid.
That's fire, though, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
fire.
Yeah, that's my middle name, and I'm still Taj. Still Taj to my family. And my nickname used to be Kool-Aid, by the way, because I used to smile a lot. I still do.
Your nickname used to be Kool-Aid, bro.
Yeah.
I'm clowning right now.
Yeah, it used to be Kool-Aid, Peanut Head, because my uncle used to call me Peanut Head.
Every little black boy growing up in the city, I think, gonna have Peanut Head come around at least once.
Yeah, man.
At least once.
Yeah.
You know, one of the nicknames my aunt used to give me growing up. She used to call me Begging Billy.
I'm dead.
Listen, every time Auntie came around, and I was like, Auntie, you got 25 cents and some bag of chips? I stayed trying to hit the corner store, bro, some bag of chips.
Yeah.
Some salt vinegar chips, man.
Man, them prices went up. I gotta hold you.
In a red base head juice. What they call, the teeny juices, for the rest of you out there listening. We call them base head juices around New Haven where I was growing up.
Yeah, let me get that orange drink.
Yeah. or the 50-cent juice, you get a little more than the teeny juice, with the little squirt top.
Yep. Give me the now laters.
Yeah. Let me get them salt vinegar chips, that base head juice, and let me get that Chico stick. Let me get that Chico stick.
Yep. Still eat Chico sticks, bro.
Nah, bro, that's
still eat it.
Nah, that ain't good for the teeth, man. These days, bro.
I still eat it.
I ain't doing that. I still rack up on a box of now laters. That little Chico stick. Chico stick, bro. Think about it. Chico stick should be like illegal, bro. Actually, like the thing, because what the work that do to your tooth trying to bite into that mug, like it's not fair. And don't let it be one of those corner stores in the inner city where they like backstock stuff mad long. Like
stale.
I'm like, bro, this Chico stick got mad dust on the wrap. Like, how long y'all had these Chico sticks in the back, man?
2004.
Exactly. Why does Chico stick hard as hell to bite through right now? Nah, man. Come on. No.
Oh, my God.
Nah, not doing it. But aside from so I love that you have the resolve story. Obviously, I don't have that with the instrument, but I've had to learn it with other things in my adult journey in life. So I'm glad that I found it somewhere.
Okay.
I might revisit, the guitar one day.
Okay. I mean, it's never too late.
Another instrument I'm actually looking into or thinking about too is the piano.
Okay.
I'm saying, because the ladies love the piano. You know what I'm saying? I learned that piano, bruh. I serenade the wife at the crib, bruh. Like,
call
what?
John Legend.
Let me get one of those. Let me get one of those little baby grand pianos in the crib. Wifey talking about she mad, she got an attitude. Saying, "Oh, you're not speaking to me, huh? Let me lay these keys down."
Yep.
What you doing?
Give her that A flat.
Yeah. Have some keys, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm glad I got to have the resolve somewhere else. I mean, for you, what would you say? All right, so you was able to overcome that as a kid, but what was, would you say as far as for your adult journey, right? The years of kind of adulting that many of us adults dread from time to time. Like, hey, we have to adult today.
Right.
Yes. in your adulting like period, what has been maybe one of the more difficult or tough things to kind of have inner resolve and determination to stick with? Like, whether that, be something with that work related or school or what have you, or like.
It was definitely school related.
And what school you said you went to?
I went to Southern.
Southern in the building. Got these owls in the building.
Yes, Southern alumni, man.
Owls out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an owl. I'm
repping these owls. I'm a hoot.
I'm a hoot.
Y'all need to stop. Southern be trying to make these owls seem so gangster. I'm like, y'all not the bears or the lions. Y'all owls, man. Come on now.
We the hoops.
Okay, y'all witty. Okay. Owls ain't out here hurting nobody on no football fields or nothing. Y'all gotta have a more intimidating mascot. But anyways, I digress. So your time being a hoot.
A hoot.
Your time with the hoots.
Yep. So it was just a matter of me balancing out my personal life with music along with the work that's given to me from school. It was just a lot to balance. I'm just like, it's mentally draining me. But yeah, I'm trying to find like an escape by making music. So it's just music is just my escape. It's really my escape. It's my go-to. It's my therapy. It's it's everything. So I just want to make sure that I balance that with my schoolwork. Yeah. Because I don't want to slack in my schoolwork. And it's because I went to school for music. That's my major. So yeah. So I'm trying to balance it. I'm trying to balancing all that stuff, and it's a lot sometimes. And
for sure.
And my girlfriend Jasmine, she saw it too. She saw me break down sometimes, be like, "Babe, I can't. This is a lot on me. Like I can't handle."
While you're in school.
Yeah, while in school, and it was just mentally. Yeah, it was too much. But yet, I didn't have a choice. I didn't want to drop out. Something told me like, nah, I gotta keep going. So I just had to work harder.
Were you one of like in your household, at least growing up, whether it's your other siblings or your parents, did they have degrees?
No, I'm the first one.
So
out of that household.
Was that like a burdensome like thing though, going into college? That hey, like I kind of have to make this happen because no one else has, or was it really something you wanted for you?
Yeah, I wanted it for me. I really wanted it for me, and my family supported me. Yeah, they never forced it, but they definitely supported me, and that's the number one thing that really got me through it. It really got me through it for real, and to just walk on the stage and grab my diploma, I'm just like,
give me that.
Yeah, like I did it. Now it's time to turn up. But
yo, I tell you. School, listen, the one thing that I will say that is amazing, great about, students now, if you're listening, any high school students out there pondering, if college is for you, right? Because in the society day and age that we live in now, the age of technology and all these, advancements and things, like you can make a great living not ever going to college. Right. So it's not a necessity.
Right. It's not.
But the one thing I will say, I think is developed in you when you go to college is some of that inner resolve, that ability to stick to something and dig deep. Organization is developed in a real big way in that time frame. And just like that determination, like those things are exercised daily, because it's like the weight of and the demand that comes with with the coursework, and then like you said, personal life or anything outside of like either you're going to step up to the challenge or you're going to flunk out. Pretty and for much. Me, that's what my experience was. In the beginning, like when I first got out of high school and went straight to college, I just was not ready. I had to have like the lowest GPA in UConn history.
Ooh.
Like,
oh, you went to UConn?
Yeah, bro. Like, don't remind me. Like, it was horrible. Like, I'm talking about like, and I didn't even have like the good like guidance or wisdom in selecting my schedule. Right. Coming in as a freshman.
Well, I mean,
my schedule was like. All early AM.
Oh.
I like, meaning it was so to the point where every day of the week, all of my classes were all done by like 12:45.
Shoot.
And so what was happening, bro, is I would be up late, partying, having fun, not going to sleep till like 2, 3 in the morning. And I would wake up to my alarm going off at like 1 in the afternoon, bro. Like all my classes are done.
You know you done messed up, right?
I missed all my class. Like, bro, when I tell you they put up with me for that first semester, put me on academic probation, that second semester came around, still couldn't get right.
What you major in?
They was like, deuces, mathematics, believe it or not.
You're
so like I was a super bright, like kid, like, I'm smart, but it just was, I wasn't ready, like maturity wise. Like it was too much. It was too much of a stark difference between home life and what I experienced regarding school.
Right.
All those years up from first grade all the way to 12th grade. And then suddenly I go away, not even like far. Like it's not like I went out of state. Like I just went an hour away drive to, Farmington, Connecticut. But it was away from my parents.
Right.
And that's all that I needed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was like
freedom it's over.
That's and you really have to be ready to experience that amount of freedom. Yeah. And for me, my parents, like they were so shocked because like I was this every year honor roll student, right? Like coming to UConn. And I remember, I forget which one of my parents, it was my mom or my dad, but they were like so confused because they were like, this is our excellent scholar. Like, son, like you always get excellent. We're like what gives? Right. And so I just had to like have a real conversation one day, like with my parents, and just be like, good grades, honor roll aside, I've always hated school, guys. And they were so floored. They were so like shocked by that to discover that. And it was because, and I said, I simply excelled all these years in school because I was told to.
Right. But what did you want to do?
And that's the problem with that. Not innately, not to say that it's wrong for parents to, say those kind of things to their kid, like, hey, go to school, make sure you do good. Like, right? I tell my kids that to this day, like, hey, go to school, make sure you get good grades. Like, I think that's fair. But when you start to get to that phase where they're becoming teens, and it's that time where we just got to start planning out what the rest of our life's going to be like. Are you going to go to college? That's for you right now. Is it not for you? Do you need to just go to a trade school or whatever? You have to have that conversation. Absolutely. Because once they leave your house and arrive on campus to wherever you send them, what they actually want to do is what's going to come out. Because guess who's not going to be in that dorm room shaking you at 7 a.m. when the alarm's going off?
Not be
Mom
there.
And dad will not be there.
They'll probably give you a call, but that's it.
And after that first semester, trust me, I got those calls, and these are how those calls went. Hello? Yeah, no, I'm going to class. No, I'm gonna go. Hey, no, I missed those classes.
Yep.
I missed those classes again. Nope. I had my dad come up there, storm up there in his suit and tie, mug me, give me the stern talking to him in my dorm room, whole 9 yards. Yo, it didn't work because I didn't want it.
Right.
And so fast forward, I didn't have my first kid. I'm, sent back home. I'm trying to go to a closer school now, closer to home. Okay. I'm taking classes in the evening, trying to find a little something flexible. Right, that I can manage. Because the one class I did go to every day at UConn was Latin American history class. Want to know why?
Oh, why?
Latin American history class was at 6:15 at night. So I made it. I mean,
you didn't have a interest in it. It's just the time. That's
it was an elective, So.
Oh yeah. So you gotta take that one.
Yeah. So So now fast forward, I have to kind of like drop out of school again.
Okay.
But not because of my grades. I'm actually doing good now.
Right.
With my grades, but now I'm a new dad. So I gotta work. I gotta go out here, get this money, get this full-time job, and now I gotta focus, change my focus. Right. And so now years later, fast forward, I'm ready to like finish my degree.
Good. That's good.
Like this was because I just graduated last year too.
Okay.
At the end of the year. Okay. So 5 years ago, I decided I'm ready to go back to school, and because at this point I'm married with 4 kids. I don't have one.
Jeez.
I know that I can't just go to school tradition. Like, I have to, I'm going to, go online is what's going to work for me.
Yeah.
So I go online, take online classes, and I got a real good taste of that experience of balancing, working full time, married life, dad life, and having that resolve though, that had to be built up to say, I got to stick with this. And now it was like, I've made, 6 figures, working for the city, you know what I mean? Not having a degree, right? So like now it wasn't even my why had to change for the degree. Like, why are you going back to school now? Like, you've already proven to yourself that it's not even needed to make good money or to do what you want to do, right? And for me, I reflected and said, like, it's like a unfinished business thing for me.
Right, exactly.
Like, this degree and it remaining a point in my past as this kind of unfinished thing for me was like a sign of like being a quitter.
Right.
Like you punked out, man, with that, real. Like you really, like you just threw in the towel with that.
Right. Like, really watch this.
You know
watch
what I mean?
I'm gonna do.
And so it was like that. No, that was what I was telling myself.
Right.
Like, yo, man, you punked out, real talk. And it was like I needed to finish it for myself because the mom and dad pressure's not there, right? Like I'm a grown man at this point. Like I'm not doing it for mommy and daddy or to please them. But it was like it was going to please me. It was going to settle that maybe that younger man inside, like to be like, you actually can step to the challenge and do this.
Exactly.
And so it was like for the sheer principle of it, of proving, showing myself you can be faced with even, uphill climb or battle this tough and work it out. And I got conferred October last year, 2021, man. And
that's it. Balling.
Swish.
That's it.
That's over and done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got the plaque. I got a photo shoot, pictures to prove it.
That's it.
And that's it. And they're like, people are like, so what you gonna do with your degree? And I said, nothing. I'm gonna put it up on the wall. I got a nice, beautiful frame for it.
Right.
And it's, for me, it serves as like that just reminder forever, like, yo, you could do whatever you set your mind to do, man.
Moral of the story. My diploma is right in my living room. I just look like every time I gotta go past the kitchen, I gotta go past the living room first, and then my diploma's right there, and I just look at it and I'm just like, I did that. Yep.
I did that.
I did that.
That's me right there, son.
Yep. I did that. Right.
Yeah, we need those, I think. And if anybody like that's listening, our listeners out there, like you find it's so important, man, no matter what it is that you're faced with or you're doing, whether you're a college student right now or high school student for that matter, whether you're a student, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an artist like you, a musician, it's developing discipline, self-discipline, developing like resolute mind. Like those things are just excellent qualities that you can use to benefit your life across all plateaus, areas, all over. It doesn't matter what sector or arena you find yourself in. Maybe you're majoring in music today, and then that's not where you end up in 4 years. You end up changing your major, and now you're a doctor or a scientist, or you leave it all together and you become a plumber. I don't care what it is that you do. Being able to have that self-discipline developed on the inside of you is so vital, I think, to being a successful adult, so you can get to adulting. Right. It's like you have to have inner resolve, self-discipline.
Have to. Necessity.
Yeah.
That's a necessity. Whatever you do, that's a necessity.
I think for like one of the hardest things has got to be though, like trying to teach that though. Right? Because it's almost one of those things that I feel like is like from like a, our first teachers are our parents, right? So from not only a parental lens, but even from, an educator's lens, right? If I was like a bona fide teacher in a class, I think it's got to be one amongst the list of things that are like taboo subjects to teach. And by taboo, I mean
discipline is.
I mean things that are like, no matter how excellent of a teacher you are literally like just are off hands. Like no matter how great you are at teaching, is certain things that you just can't teach. It's like things that life has to show you. Life reserves the sole position and occupant of that professorship. Like Professor Life is the only professor that teaches that course.
And,
you have your other adjunct professors, your associate professor, right?
That course is hard. That's like the hardest thing ever. You think math is hard? Because me personally, I hate math classes.
I love math.
Okay, well, we're totally opposite.
Yeah.
But I love history. But
boring.
What? You better learn where you came from and all the other stuff. but discipline, that's the hardest teacher of all time, man.
Give me one historical fact with the date attached to it that most people don't know, Mr. History Buff.
I hate dates.
Oh, how you hate dates, but you love history. Wow. Do y'all hear the hypocrisy right now? Get this guy. Somebody cut this guy's microphone right now.
I hate dates.
How do you hate dates but love history, bro? History. That's what makes me hate history. Why? It's because of the dates and the memorization.
It's because I have to do with numbers. I told you I'm bad with numbers. See? They all goes back.
I like how you saw what he did there. Y'all saw what he did there.
But I do know current like events. Certain things like the current
events wouldn't be equal to history.
Yeah, current events.
History by definition is not current events.
The past, but the thing is, you gotta know. All
right,
where you came from.
So forget the date. Forget the date. Just give me an interesting fact from a distant past that most average people don't bother to know about.
Well, I know that Yale.
Something local. Okay.
I mean, around New Haven, where the green is, that's one of the local slave spots where they would, sell
auction
slaves.
Offset.
Yep.
The green.
Yep.
Wow.
Right where the green is. Yep.
Are there like photographs like in archives somewhere of that? That'd be crazy.
Me
bro.
personally, I didn't research the pictures, but I definitely had to study that and etc.
Wow. So there's not, aside from pictures though, there's like write-ups, literature about it, talked about it.
Yeah, there's documents and stuff about that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. See, I like learning the interesting facts of history. I just don't want to be like, knowing the date, what's the date of this? When is it? Like,
right, yeah.
I hate the dates, right? But that's so ironic, right? Because I love the numbers. Right. Like I love mathematics.
Right, yeah.
It's not those numbers. No.
But me, the dates,
not in that sequential order.
Dates, no, I can't stand the dates. But even though back in school we had to know like the date and all that other stuff just for the quizzes. But I mean, but other than that, history, like definitely being a black man in America, we have to understand that there's more history than just us being slaves. We have more history than American history. Yeah, right, exactly.
Like that's black history has been relegated to just American black history.
Exactly. So that's
no history at all before this land mass.
Right.
They didn't exist. Black folk didn't exist before America, right?
Right. And so me on my family called me the family historian because I know about where I came from and how my branches of Native American and that's African dope. And man, it's a lot dope. and I love it. I love it.
Were you that like history. That as a little kid too?
Yeah, definitely
interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love just discovering like the uncommon facts of like things that just are interesting or shocking. Like that's definitely dope. If you weren't doing music, if you weren't like this cello master, what do you think? What do you see?
Cello master.
What else would you see yourself doing with your life?
Definitely being an illustrator for like children's books and children's books.
Have you like attempted it before?
I have, but certain contracts and stuff didn't really go as planned. So
well, I mean for yourself.
For myself, yeah, of course, yeah. I have a lot of
self-publishing is a thing, right?
Yeah, but then music.
All right, John.
I did want to do both at the same time, but
I'm an excellent detector of bullcrap.
I'm just saying.
All right, John. I don't want to hear excuses.
I'm just saying. I didn't want to
excuses are tools of incompetence that build monuments to nowhere.
I did not want to do illustration. I didn't want to do illustration. I'm sorry. Music just took over.
Yeah. Guys, that's what he tells himself, guys.
I couldn't escape it. I couldn't escape it.
He goes, I can't do anything else because music's kind of taking over.
Yeah, I couldn't escape it. I'm sorry.
I'm going to nudge him, guys. I have his personal phone number. I'm going to be like, bro, what's going on with that new illustrated child's book? No, but it's, you know what? I think it's dope to be able to like indulge in those things that are not connected to like what we do more or less full time. Right? Uh-huh. Like, so like my wife is teaching me that now and more. Like, so the thing I do, it's my passion. Like you enjoy the cello. Like it's not a chore, right? But to have it as like, a profession or, do it as a musician, there is a small piece of the enjoyment that does get kind of removed when it's not just a thing you can haphazardly do or just enjoy casually. I think that's my point of view. So my wife has taught me to say, okay, for me, my gift, the thing I do full time that is actually my source of income, basically, is my voice. Right. That's what it is. Now it's obviously it's my voice across a few sectors, but it's still my voice is the thing. So whether it's podcasts, whether it's me doing my voiceover acting, or whether it's me speaking at conferences or something, I'm using my voice. That's the thing.
Okay.
And my wife knows I have all these other talents though, and things that I like doing, but she doesn't see me do because you're busy doing the thing that
the passion
that brings you money. Yeah. So it's my passion, no doubt, but it's at the cost of these other things that I enjoy also.
Right.
And so she's been really, dealing with me, helping me find intentional time to like pause and find places to stop and just do some of the things I just have fun doing. That is not attached to a contract, an agreement, a timeline. This because and so I've found that has been like really soothing, healing for me. Like bowling. Like I love bowling.
You love bowling?
I love it.
I love pool.
Like
I love playing
like
pool.
if I wasn't doing this, right, I could see me I'd be a professional bowler, if I had the time to just dedicate to like learning more and stuff. Like I love it that much. Yeah. Basketball. I love basketball. Okay. Like love it, like bouncing the ball in the full torrential rain downpour. Love it. Like I love to play basketball. But I can't tell you how long it's been since I touched a basketball. Like it
because you put your passion first.
It's had to but what I'm explaining to is I'm passionate about like I love that also. You know what I mean? It's like I love several things, but there's the thing that I think we're told as we become adults, right? As we get ready to prepare for our adulting, is you need to find the one thing that you are passionate about. You can only pick one. And that's what you're going to focus on to make a way for yourself in this life, to make money. Focus, stick to that. But then that's to like put us in a box, I think, as these creative beings, like made in the image of God, right? This great, master creator himself. Like it shouldn't be a shock that we're such multifaceted beings,
right?
That we can exist with multiple passions, right? And who's to say, like, okay, all right, this is the thing that does make me money, all right, and that's what I decided to focus on for that cause, right? But then I want to be able to, indulge in. Like let's say if I took your advice and I went back to the guitar.
Okay.
And I just realized that dream I had finally becomes realized. And one day I see myself killing it, right?
Actually doing it.
Right? What would be wrong with, I could still be a podcaster and do voiceover, do all that. And then, you know what? On the weekends, I find one of, my, music buddies like John and we just get up together for no reason, for no booking, for no money, for nothing other than to express our love for whatever the instrument we like playing.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I know for me, when I do take breaks playing the cello, I do draw something, I just take my pad and my pen, just draw something, do some references, and, I get to breathe. I don't get to focus on music, even though, music is the love. That's my first love. But sometimes I need my own
cheating on
space.
Your boo.
I'm just saying, I need my own space.
Cello boo, I'm gonna be right back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna go right to this pen and this pad, and Let me draw something. Let's,
Yeah.
So what I can do, I could always go to another source for my, just for a breather, just to have fun.
Yeah.
Just to do something that's other than, music. But the thing is, music, my career, even though it has, contracts and all that stuff, I still love it. And that's I don't know. It's not forced upon myself. I'm not forcing that on myself. It's just I love it.
So how do you so how do you make a living for yourself week to week? Like pay your bills. Do you pay your bills with that cello?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah. Shows. Yep.
Solely is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So if you don't pick up that cello,
that's it.
You don't eat.
I'm gonna have to get a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
that is my income.
Have you traveled with that cello? Have you toured with that cello?
Not yet, but it's going to happen.
It absolutely will. You set your mind to it.
Yeah.
What I'm challenging you with is to make the preparation, not to say that this is a guarantee or whatever, right? There's no guarantees, and especially with us all being individual beings, right? We respond to everything differently.
Right.
But when that time comes for you to take that cello and travel with it, cross state lines, travel with it across coastlines, East Coast to West Coast, travel with it across seas, international lines. It may more so become necessary to find the time away from it just so you can preserve the love for it.
That makes sense.
Because it's almost, think of it like our relationships,
right?
That we, that we have ourselves, or that we even hear from other people who've been married for years, right? They say things like, hey, quality time with your boo thing, that's a good thing. But we also hear rhetoric around, it's also important for us to have our individual time.
Right.
Like, right? Just time away to ourselves, whether the ladies is going to get their pedicure or nails done, or time with their girls, right? And then the time apart makes the love grow fonder, right? They say, right? This, for me, I think the potential is also there with that, but it's levels to it,
right?
Definitely. So there's levels to how much I'm actually doing with that. So you've already breached one threshold. It's called the full-time level, meaning how I take care of myself is with it.
Right.
But you might not be taking, 4-figure, 5-figure, 6-figure care of yourself yet, right? To where I got to be having this thing with me. I'm like all over the place, right?
All times.
All time. Like I'm doing 60 hours a week with this thing, right? That's going to be another threshold.
Right.
And when you meet and hit that threshold, that's where I'm saying begin to already have worked into your processes, your day to day, your week to week of I have scheduled time
to put that down.
Where I tell Shorty Cello, I'm gonna be right back, girl.
Right.
You sit right here. I'm a, go unload. I'm gonna play and dabble with the other things that I, I'm interested in or whatever. Then I'll be right back. And I think that's for me. That's my nugget, just of advice of my own personal experience.
Yeah.
But I'm not naive or arrogant, I say, to believe that everyone's response will be mine. It's just to say, hey, that's actually, what's happened to me.
I can piggyback on that. There's days where I'm just like, I ain't feel like playing right now. I wanna focus on something else. Let me hop on some Fort. Let me hop on some Street Fighter. Let me do this. Let me
He said Street Fighter?
Yeah,
okay.
Let me get some Tekken in,
Tekken?
Yeah.
What?
Come on, man.
This dude talking my language right now.
I'm a 90s
Tekken?
kid. Yeah, I'm a 90s kid, man. Come on.
What? All right.
My girlfriend was there. We went to the arcade. I beat Tekken 3 in the arcade. So,
all right. Tekken Tag Tournament?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
That's that game right there, too. But yeah, I definitely have those weeks where I just don't pick up the cello at all, so I can actually take a mental break. I can think of different things.
You gotta have that.
Because I do have a I have a life.
Yeah. and I got that first taste of that just, man, like the first time I did go on tour, doing, hip hop and spoken word, it was just like a short tour. It was just like a two weeks
Right.
on the West Coast. I'd leave my wife and family. And the first time, like, so prior to that, that's the thing musicians or people like look forward to. Like, like, yo, that's when I know I made it.
Right.
When I'm on tour.
Right.
And when I tell you after that first week, performing every day, having one day in between for traveling, not one day in between because that was a break. No, you only had a break in a day because you had to drive 4 hours to the next spot.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
At that pace, when you're doing it at that degree, that first week went by and I was like, bruh, this is exhausting. Yep. Like, and then you really, you realize for the first time, I think, something that I'm so passionate about, if I'm not careful, I actually, how they say, it's a thin line between love and hate.
Yes.
Yo,
you'll end up
if I'm not careful, I could actually hate doing this. I don't
man.
get like, if you're not careful. So it's like, it was a big wake up call for me and my wife. Like, she's like FaceTiming me from home, crying on the FaceTime. I'm trying to keep it together myself, trying to be strong. Like, it's going to be okay. But inside, I'm like, I miss you too.
Help me.
Like, yo,
help
me.
Nah, seriously. It's just because I've done big shows. I've done Arts and Ideas festivals. I've done collaborations with New Haven Symphony Orchestra. And doing those big shows, it's tiring as... It's just tiring. Yeah, it's tiring.
Yeah.
As in, I get home, then my girlfriend sees me. I'm like, I'm not though. I'm done. Like, and so
we'll catch you tomorrow. Boo.
Yeah. And plus, my mother, like, she's a recording artist, so she would be on tour herself, and then she comes home and she's drained. And so I had to grow up watching my mom like grind, and now I see it, and she's still doing it. She's still doing it, and when I see that, I also want to do it, but I also know how exhausting it's going to be to just tour as, just the tour.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't want to lose my love for the cello. I can't. If I lose that, it's like, what is my purpose,
or all the years you invested being for nothing, like, you know what I mean? Like, why invest that much time and effort into something to just abandon it or
right.
Yeah, nah.
So I do take the time to just not play the cello. I just don't feel like playing it. I need to take a break. I need to take a break. Mental breaks are
intentional pauses.
Yeah, pauses.
Pauses with the mission, you could say. Pause with a mission.
Pretty much.
Intermissions with a mission. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to freestyle right now.
Right.
But nah, man, it's a beautiful thing that, you have something that you're passionate about and that you are committing to full time, you know what I mean? Definitely. And it's a place, the threshold you've already breached is one that not many other musicians or people who have love for an instrument get there, even that far.
Right.
They convince themselves that there's no way I could do this or provide for myself doing this, or whether they had people around them, family that told them, you can't make a living doing that. That's a wasted dream. Don't bother.
Right.
You've taken a chance on it.
Yeah.
I
had to.
You out there.
Yeah.
You out there in the trenches, bro.
Yeah, I'm out there, man.
Navigating it, man. Proud of you, man.
I have to, man.
Proud of you, bro.
Sound like
so
Martin.
Proud, man.
Sound like Martin Payne.
Proud of this dude, man. This young brother right here. Yo, let's give it up one more time for this 16-year-old, man. This 16-year-old brother right 16. Here, man.
I am not 16. The beard.
Yo.
It's a full beard.
That's what's up, man. Nah. But I appreciate let the people know how old you really are, if you don't mind.
I'm 25.
He's 25. He's a grown man.
Yeah,
I'm just messing with him.
I'm young,
but y'all gonna see the tape. You know what I mean? If y'all follow the page, y'all gonna see.
Yeah, y'all gonna see it.
Tell him he's stunting with that beard, y'all. If he was to lose that beard, You getting carded everywhere, bruh.
I'm gonna have a fat face. I'm good on that.
He getting carded everywhere. They like, bruh, somebody help the 16-year-old with his cello, y'all, because somebody get mad.
ID, please.
Before we wrap up, what's one of like the most amazing experiences like you've had playing the cello? Like whether it's like it was a location or whether it was along beside someone that you admired. Like what was like kind of your greatest moment playing the cello?
Two things. One when
you only get one thing. I just told you one.
Dang.
No, I'm joking.
The first one is when I played for the Arts and Ideas Festival, and I played in front of like thousands of people.
That was crazy, huh?
Yeah, I said I never experienced nothing like this.
Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti.
Nah, it wasn't even. I had so much fun doing that.
You was Gucci.
I was.
You had nerves still?
Pretty much.
You was ready. You was like, I'm built for this, bro.
Yeah,
this is everything I've been waiting for.
That was it. Like
better than me, man. I was ready to vomit first time I had it. I was like, they're like, you want some water? I was like, nah, that water ain't gonna stay down.
And then the second one, it was on Instagram when Bootsy Collins, he saw my videos and stuff, and he showed me love, and I'm just like,
wow,
Bullseye.
That's apparently somebody real big in his industry, his world. I had no idea the musician world like that.
If you don't know Bootsy Collins, he's like
he's the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. Bass player.
He's a plays cello.
No, he played bass.
He played bass. Okay.
Yep. He used to play bass for James Brown and George Clinton.
Wow.
Yeah. So
he's the man.
Yeah, he's the man.
People know this guy.
Yep. I grew up with him because my dad. He's
So he gave you a shout out on the gram.
Yeah. He showed me love. I'm just like, wow.
That's what's up, Bootsy. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, we got to make sure and keep that in mind as you I'm sure as you navigate different spaces, you become kind of like a big brother or mentor to other young was it cellist? I forget.
Yep, cellist.
Such a weird word, guys.
Cellist.
Cello
players. You can call it cello players.
These cello players. But young aspiring, cellists that you meet, I think it's important for us as well as I come across other, people who are new and, their spoken word, journeys or new poets. The way we know we're fueled by those kind of salutes or those head nods that we remember to give away as many of those as possible when it's us in those positions of influence. So I'm really big on that, man. It's just you
just gotta pass it on, man.
Man, giving people their what we call the attaboys, giving out attaboys like Halloween candy 365.
Yep.
Great job.
Have to.
Encouraging the youth. So like I said, man, end of the show. Free lunch. We got to leave the people with something that edifies the soul, just the way food and lunch edifies the body.
Okay.
Either something that we, already discussed or something that just new that comes to your mind. Take your time if you need to. What's something that you'd like to leave our audience with today to be edifying for their soul?
Whatever you're doing positive wise, just keep going, stay dedicated, please. Stay dedicated. I watch many people fall astray because they weren't dedicated to the love in which they had in certain things. And I know for my end, being dedicated to music, being dedicated to arts, being dedicated to even a good friendship, that's something you definitely want to take into consideration and keep your mind at peace. You definitely have to keep your mind at peace because everything starts with the mind. It starts with the spirit. So you definitely have to stay healthy in those certain things right there, man. So, yeah. But other than that,
you heard it from the man.
Definitely.
J Double himself. No, I'm just joking. John, did you give us your last name?
Johnathan Moore.
Yeah, you gave us his middle name too.
Johnathan Taj Moore.
Taj.
Now, don't call me by my middle name.
Taj Boogie in the building, y'all. Yo, I'm so humbled and grateful to have had you on the show.
No, thank you, man.
I really, really appreciate you coming by, man.
No problem.
I love your spirit.
Thank you.
I love just your humility, and I love your inner resolve as just a young man That sounds great. Like it's people like John, that make me feel old.
It's not that old, man.
Dude, I'm gonna be 40 next year.
You still young.
I am young at large. I mean, but standing next to you, I'm like, I got 15 years on this young man. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
That's somebody else's age. 15, like someone large too. But nah, man, I'm really, really cool. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
And not by the cello, obviously, because I didn't even get to hear you play the cello.
Yeah,
I'm impressed by the man behind the cello.
Thank you.
And I think that's what I seek to do with the show here is to not only get to learn and discover the people myself behind the great things that they're known for,
right,
but for my audience to be introduced to the awesome people behind those awesome things.
Right.
And so let the people know where they can get a glimpse of your amazing talent, whether it's social media, website, all that info.
Okay. You guys could definitely follow me on Instagram at Moore, my last name, MOORE _than_talent. And also you could add me on Facebook, John Moore. So that's it, man.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to be waiting for the tour announcement dates, right, on the gram. We're going to be waiting for the children's book, to come out, to drop. Don't worry, y'all. I got them, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Really
I got his math now.
He wants me to make that children's book.
Yeah, look. I'll even assist with some of the the font graphics, and art. I love doing the graffiti art.
Definitely.
But yo, thank you again, and we look forward to having you back, man.
Cool,
and hear the latest and greatest updates.
And you let me know. I will be here.
Yes, sir. Yo, it's free lunch, free food for your soul, y'all. Peace.
Yep.